Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. They found love on The Bachelor and have continued to seem loved up in the months since becoming engaged, but that doesn't mean obstacles, including their living situation, aren't standing in Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson's way. The couple have been opening up more and more about their relationship since their time on the show came to an end, sharing inside looks at the life they've been building together. That has also included a look as Joey embarks on an adventure to meet 30 different goals before his 30th birthday, and already crossed off getting a tattoo. Now the pair is shedding more light on what things have been like as they adjust to living together. This has included adjusting to having roommates. The two opened up on a recent episode of Jason Tartick's Trading Secrets podcast, admitting that the situation arose because Kelsey needed to go back to work after the show ended, and she pitched having Joey move in with her as a result. "I was still working, and so I was like, I gotta go back to my life. I'm not quitting my job," Kelsey said. "He was just living with his sister, so I was like, you can move in with me." Joey then joked about how being the only male in a house with 3 women reminded him of being on a comedy show. "I'm on a comedy sketch right now. I feel like I'm full on in a new girl situation," he quipped. He also added that it wasn't hard for him to decide to move in with his fiancée in her place, since she had already dropped a huge part of her life to be on the show. And it also made financial sense, with Kelsey chiming in that she pays $1,200 with utilities for a place that has 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, and a huge closet. "It would have been wrong to be like, we need to get out of your life," he said, because she dropped her whole life to be a part of this. "And I knew that regardless of what was going to happen, my life was going to have to change and go somewhere else." When Joey Graziadei handed Kelsey Anderson his final rose on The Bachelor, America collectively swooned. It wasn't just the proposal, the heartfelt speeches, or even the undeniable chemistry that radiated from the couple. It was the rare, authentic love story that audiences had been craving, one that didn't feel manufactured for TV. Months later, their relationship is still dominating headlines, not just because they're together, but because of what comes next: living together. And not just living together anywhere, but stepping into what they've cheekily dubbed their new girl situation. Yes, that's right. If you're a fan of quirky sitcom chaos, Joey and Kelsey's new chapter may just feel like a real-life reboot of the beloved series. But what exactly does this mean? How did these 2 reality stars go from romantic TV dates to figuring out who's doing the dishes in a shared apartment? And why are they comparing their day-to-day lives to the antics of Jess, Nick, Schmidt, and Winston? Let's dive deep into their new girl era, a story filled with laughter, compromise, and a surprising mix of heartfelt moments and sitcom-worthy mishaps. When the camera stopped rolling, Joey and Kelsey had to face the biggest question every Bachelor couple does: what now? For most contestants, the fairy tale ends after the finale. But Joey and Kelsey knew their story was just beginning. Long distance was always going to be tough. Joey's career opportunities had him in Los Angeles more often than not, while Kelsey was rooted in her life elsewhere. They had spent weeks hopping on flights, trying to steal weekends together in different cities. "Living out of suitcases was exciting at first," Kelsey admitted in a recent interview. "It felt like we were still in that whirlwind from the show, but after a while, you just want to come home to each other." That's when the idea hit. What if they found a place together? Something new, something that felt like their start, not just Joey's bachelor pad or Kelsey's apartment. They toured sleek high-rises, quiet suburban homes, even considered beachside condos. But nothing felt right, until they stumbled across a quirky, slightly offbeat apartment in a lively neighborhood. It had this charm. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it had character. It felt like us. Little did they know, moving in together would feel less like a picture-perfect bachelor after-party and more like, well, an episode of New Girl.
If you've seen New Girl, you know the premise. One quirky woman moves into an apartment with 3 male roommates, leading to a hilarious and heartfelt clash of personalities. For Joey and Kelsey, their version was a little different. The apartment they chose came with an unexpected twist: a roommate. "Yeah, we thought we were just moving in together," Kelsey laughed. But Joey had a close friend, Brian, who was also looking for a place at the same time. Suddenly, we're like, wait, are we doing this sitcom thing for real? And just like that, the couple wasn't just navigating their first home together, they were balancing life with a third wheel. Fans ate it up the moment Kelsey dropped the phrase, "our new girl living situation," on Instagram Live. The comments exploded. So who's Schmidt and who's Nick? Please tell me Joey sings like Jess in the morning. Roommate drama incoming. But to Joey and Kelsey, it was less about recreating TV magic and more about making the best of their unconventional start. The first week, sitcom chaos in real time.
Was, in Joey's words, a reality check. Kelsey, ever the organized one, came in with color-coded storage bins and a vision board for their shared space. Joey, on the other hand, was thrilled just to have a couch and a working coffee maker. Their roommate, Brian, well, he was still figuring out how to use the dishwasher. "It was like 3 worlds colliding," Kelsey joked. "I'm trying to put throw pillows on the couch, Joey's unpacking his tennis rackets, and Brian's just asking where the Wi-Fi password is." There was the night they tried to cook dinner together, Joey handling pasta, Kelsey chopping vegetables, and Brian deciding it was the perfect time to test the smoke alarm. The result? A kitchen full of steam, half-cooked noodles, and a moment straight out of a laugh track. But through the chaos, something magical was happening. They were learning to navigate real life. The small, silly, unglamorous details that never make it into the finale of The Bachelor. When word spread that Joey and Kelsey weren't just shacking up, but living with a roommate, fans went wild. For a franchise often criticized for its picture-perfect facade, this felt refreshingly real. "Honestly, this is what we needed," one fan wrote on Twitter. "Bachelor couples usually hide away until they break up. Joey and Kelsey are just out here living like the rest of us." Memes flooded Reddit. Joey as Nick, Kelsey as Jess, and Brian as a hybrid of Schmidt and Winston. Some fans even begged ABC to spin the situation into a reality sitcom spinoff, but Joey and Kelsey knew better. "We don't want cameras back in our faces right now," Joey admitted. "We just want to figure out what works for us. The chaos is funny enough without a producer telling us to do it again." Like any couple, Joey and Kelsey had their share of growing pains. There were debates about closet space. Kelsey swears Joey's sneakers take up more room than her dresses. Arguments over whether the thermostat should be set to Arctic tundra or cozy cabin. And the eternal question, whose turn is it to take out the trash? But those small conflicts often gave way to sweeter moments. Joey surprising Kelsey with morning coffee, Kelsey cheering on Joey during his late-night workouts, and Brian even turning into an unlikely third cheerleader for their relationship, giving unsolicited but surprisingly good advice during heart-to-hearts in the kitchen. "It's messy, but it's real," Kelsey said, "and that's what makes it beautiful." If there's one thing Joey and Kelsey want fans to know, it's that moving in together is about more than just logistics. It's about growth. On the show, everything feels heightened and magical. But love is in the everyday, in doing laundry together, in cooking dinner, in laughing when the Wi-Fi goes out. That's where we've really found each other. Kelsey agreed, adding, "We joke about living like it's New Girl, but honestly, I think it's taught us balance. We're not just romantic partners, we're teammates, roommates, and sometimes comic relief for each other." So where does the story go from here? For now, Joey and Kelsey are keeping their plans flexible. Engagement rumors continue to swirl, but both insist they're taking it one step at a time. "Everyone wants to know about a wedding," Joey said with a grin, "but right now, we're just trying to survive roommate movie nights without arguing over what to watch." As for Brian, he's still happily crashing on the proverbial couch of their love story. And the couple wouldn't have it any other way. "It's unconventional, sure," Kelsey said, "but so is our whole journey. And if we can laugh our way through it, I think we'll be okay." Bachelor Nation has seen countless romances, proposals, and breakups. But Joey and Kelsey's New Girl living situation has reminded fans why they fell in love with this franchise in the first place. Not for the glamour, but for the raw, unpredictable, wonderfully human moments.
In a world where fairy tales often end when the cameras turn off, Joey and Kelsey are showing us that the real magic happens in the everyday chaos. Mismatched schedules, overflowing laundry baskets, and all the proverbial roommate laughs. And maybe, just maybe, this is the start of a whole new kind of love story.